Come to Jesus. I want y'all to put your ears over your children's ears if you practice not telling them truth and teaching them truth. And if you don't want them act with accurate history in terms of Christmas and things like that, and you're more comfortable with a Santa Claus and you're more comfortable with a Christian story that ain't as accurate as we say, and give it to them, are you in a place where you're okay with them having accurate truth and not traditional truth? I said this in Sunday school, and let me say it again. The reason why the devil been able to fool us and maneuver us and move us so is because we don't tell truth. We tell partial truth, some truth. And part of the reason why we don't tell truth, we don't even know the truth. You take traditional truth that's been passed down to you, stand on it and argue about it, fight with everybody about it, and the devil laugh at you and I because one thing he knows, that you're more comfortable with a lie than the truth, and he know he got you. And he know he'll have the next generation and generation to come because you who don't want real truth that are settled for a traditional truth or subjective truth or partial truth, he knows as long as you cool with that, then he cool with you because he just got to come up with something halfway and you'll do the rest all by yourself. It is one of those truths that we come to just as resounding in terms of it, just for reference's purpose. In Luke chapter 2, you'll find this. The gospel according to Luke, you'll find this here in terms of these are truths and realities about Christmas that you need to know. These are truths and reality. Hold your ears now one more time. I guarantee you I'm no Grinch for Christmas. I'm a congratulator and definitely a celebrator of Christmas all day long. But we got to celebrate it with truth so that we can keep our children rooted and grounded in the world because they're in advanced truth. You and I had community truth, family truth, traditional truth. They're living in universal truth that is coming from everywhere because they're more connected than you. They can tap a button and learn more than you're going to learn. You would learn in a lifetime in our generation. They can hit it by a tap of the thing and learn more than you're ever going to learn just by tapping it. And it's at their fingertips. And it is where they live and it's what they do every day. And so information is flown at them all the time. And they have more knowledge than a 12-year education will give you, and definitely even a college. Overnight, they will know what you know from university, and they'll be as young as they want to be, knowing it and learning it. So we can't play with truth. We got to live in the reality. You can't no longer tell them, close your eyes, Santa Claus coming. Who is that? Don't tell them Santa Claus ain't real. You get them off the computer and tell them not to. I'm not your issue. He can be as real as you need him to be and as necessary as long as we know that he ain't buying for gifts for real. And if he ain't buying gifts for real, he ain't real. Y'all getting this in here? Amen. I remember when they first started telling me, don't tell your children that. I have a hard time on appreciate me anyway. Let's know when somebody is taking the credit for what I'm doing. About to get fired. Fire daddy, give us Santa Claus. Gives gifts and make no demands. Show up, eat cookies, and jump back down the hill. We like him. Daddy boring. He got on red today, but normally got on black and blue. Give us Santa Claus. He got reindeers and elf and a whole lot of fun. And it came to pass in those days when the decree went out from Caesar Augustus that the world would be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrus was governor over Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone in his own city. Joseph went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And it was so that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, wrapped him in a swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
All right.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding, hallelujah, in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came unto them, and glory of the Lord shone around about them. And they was afraid, and the angel said unto them, fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Again, these are realities, truth about Christmas. All believers in here come in and we think that Christmas is an originally Christian idea. Believe that the original reason for Christmas is Christ, and it's not so. And it's reason why you need to know where your reality is rooted and grounded in, because if you don't know where your reality is rooted and grounded in, you'll participate in things and do things and act in ways in terms of something and not knowing that you're celebrating something other than what you intended to. That many of the believers, we come, and the reason why we come and we talk about Christmas is because of the birth of Christ. But Christmas is not originated, or did it originate in terms of Christ? Christ is not the original reason for Christmas. Remember how cliche that sounds. Christ is the reason for the season, but that's not the truth. The reason for Christmas was because of either Overding or Europe or either Sosthenes, which were pagan gods that was worshipped, one in German, one in Rome, and then one by another group of people. And all of these was their pagan gods, and they went out to have a pagan celebration to worship their god. The god of Overding was the god that they was afeared, and they went because they believed he flew around the sky like Santa Claus. Sound familiar? Watching over them, seeing who was good or bad, and that's who he decided that would prosper. And so because of that, a lot of people stayed in their house. They didn't come out because they didn't want the god of Overding riding around in the sky. This is their belief, false belief of false god, but nevertheless it's their belief. And so riding around seeing who will prosper or not. And so therefore they set up a festival or celebration of that time. And so when you get this thing about Santa Claus naughty and nice and a man flying in the sky, it comes from that original. It is birthed out of there. Or maybe the Saturn or Sosthenes. And it is when the Roman celebration of hedonism. To where the Romans actually turned the order of Rome upside down. And they all start celebrating. The slave became the master. And the people, they reversed the order of things. And everybody just did anything and everything and just had a great problem. Debauchery and all of that went forth. And they celebrated for a whole month. That was their Christmas. That's what they did. Time of Euro, same thing. They believed that the God in terms of that would prosper them in the time that when it was better to win a God.
My God.
And so they set out to celebrate, and they called it Christmas. It was Christmas for them. And it was their celebration. And so what the Christians came along, because in 4th century, watch this, 4th century, Christmas is not celebrated until 4th century. Christ is born, watch this right here, in 4, believe around the time of 4 BC, before the turn of AD. The first celebration of Christmas happens in AD 334. Before it is even celebrated. Christmas is celebrated way after his. So it is not Christ, it's not the original reason in terms of when we come to this Christmas thing. Pastor, why do you do this? Because we need to know what we're doing, and we need to know in terms of how to maintain what's the intent. Now, here's the greatest and the smartest thing believers can do. And I give them credit. I give the first Christians credit to have enough sense to know that if people are having a good time in their way, in their false God, then you need to have a good time in your real, in your authentic God.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Christmas was the best thing that a believer came up with, because while everybody else is having a good time, while everybody else is celebrating, while everybody else is doing their thing, then you need to come up with something that is as live and that is fun and that is great, but it's done in the real and authentic and for the right reason. Don't show up in here if you don't want truth that's going to have. These things would help your children live long after that, and they don't have to have a false God to celebrate. They can celebrate with a real God, knowing that a real God wants them to still have a good time. I ain't for no folks talking about I don't celebrate Christmas. You don't celebrate nothing. I celebrate. Not in their sense. I celebrate in the sense of the one that I know. I celebrate in the sense that of the one that I know that is real. Everything is real to them, but Christ is real to me. You is real to them, but Christ is real to me. The Sosthenes, Satanese is real to them, but Christ is real to me. They celebrate the S-U-N. I celebrate the S-O-N. Christmas is a good idea. And the reason why it's a good idea, because if anybody got a reason to praise, if anybody got a reason to shout, if anybody got a reason to receive a gift, matter of fact, I don't need a gift. I got the best gift that keeps on giving already. Born in the angels, chopped off in Bethlehem, wrapped in swaddling clothes, didn't need a mansion to be great. He was great just the way he is, and he's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, gave me life, but he didn't stop right there. But gave me salvation, didn't stop right there. Gave me forgiveness, gave me another chance, gave me hope. He ain't the original reason, but he's definitely the right reason. Yeah, he wasn't the original idea, but he definitely the lasting idea, because he'll last when everything else is gone. Because only what you do for Christ shall. Overdee's gone. Nobody even talk about Overdee no more. And the reason why Christ ruled in their tradition, because nobody worship Overdee. Nobody talks about Overdee. Nobody talks about Uriah. Nobody talks about Sosthenes. But they're still talking about Jesus. Matter of fact, the pagans that started now celebrate the Christ that is in it. Let me leave you alone. I'm through. I told you, get my little speech out here. Tell Miss Rogers, come on back in. I'm ready to sit myself down. He's the right reason to celebrate Christmas. Yeah, watch this right here. But don't make the mistake, believers. Because remember the original ones who started Christmas so that they can make it Christ-centered. Don't you and I be guilty of doing what these people did when he showed up. He showed up in Bethlehem. He showed up in the time of taxation. He showed up when people was busy doing the commerce, but they couldn't find no room for him in their seat. I'm going in my seat, but I go with a warning. Live in truth. And never retard when it comes to truth. Never go back to once you found out the true reason to celebrate and the true reason to praise. Don't leave them out. Don't become like those that you started a celebration so you wouldn't be like them. Remember the original reason, the reason why they didn't want their children to become like those. They didn't want their children to participate in the debauchery. They didn't want their children to participate in the false God, so they gave them the real God experience. But what have you and I done to this Christmas? I imagine if Christ showed up, he would look over and start asking the question, what is this thou hast done? Because when we look around, we paganize a Christ celebration so much so that the gift is better than the giver. We paganize it where the light is more important than the one that light is the light of the world. We paganize it to where the cross, the tree where he died so you can live, have become less important where the tree where you hang the ornaments. The best ornament on the tree I ever seen was a man called Christ. The best color was shed blood. The best decoration was his tears. I'm glad that I got a tree that'll bless
destination. I got a tree. Gotta heal the sin sick soul. I have a tree. Gotta redeem that is in loss. I have a tree. Gotta light up that which is dark. Thank God for a tree on the hill called Calvary. And there he died, shed his blood. There's a crimson tide that I love to see. That is his blood that was shed for me. Don't let us forget. Don't leave him out. Don't find yourself not finding room for Christ in the end.
My baby's going to get some gifts, but they're going to get some Christ too. Yeah. They'll put on new robes, but they'll know why. The reason why they can. Because Christ and Christ alone is a good reason for the Christmas season.